Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to another episode of my Hornby hobby. So there is quite a few changes to talk about today. Obviously the first one being the layout is in a different place, and there are three sets of points. Well, 2 points, one crossroad and one on coupler. So I got this bundle from Hina Antiques for £4. And the points work. They do carry quite a rustic appearance, so maybe they're just scratched. Let me just check. Oh no, they're metal. Because metal, or rather they're steel. They're steel, which means that'll rust over time. If I keep it well maintained, it should be fine. But I might actually need some metal tracks for doing an abandoned branch line. And I'm guessing it's going to be the same with all of them. This is a Y point, which works as the... that's clearly meant to be like that. And I think that's going to be... Yeah, it's metal too. They are licensed on the bottom, Hornby, made in Austria. So, you know, that could be something. Cross point, or rather crossroads, which again is metal. Alright, and a good go with the track rubber, it should be fine. Here's an uncoupler, which basically you put on a siding, and then as soon as your train runs over it, that middle portion, because there's like a little hump in the middle, uncouples the couplings. And check this as well. Oh, yeah, the magnet's sticking to it. So all of these are metal. Now, if you want to make something that's not going to rust, you want nickel plated. You don't want steel. Steel is good for rusty sidings. But I'm still pleased to have them, and I can still use them. But yeah, R615, Hornby made in Austria. R632, Hornby made in Austria. And R613, made in Austria, right hand. And this is R620, made in Austria. So it's all made in Austria. So it should actually be good quality stuff, because it's made in Austria. The second thing is the station's pretty much finished. I say pretty much very lightly. So what I've done is I've added a dark grey wash to the brickwork on the front and back of those bricks. So now you can see what would be the cement in real life. I've painted over the station building, as you can see. I wanted something dark and, you know, dull and almost rotting off. There's a black scale there, and there's also a drain pipe in the corner. I have added in a faded yellow line because that's what you always seem to get on railways. And I've also added a light grey wash to each platform piece. If you look in certain spots, you can see where I've missed it and where there's the original colour fading through. There's also what will be the clock hanging above the door. Let me get this. It's weird because of... But yeah, there is the clock. But one thing you can't help but notice is the layout, which has obviously gotten a change. So if we just zoom out, I mean, I've left that as it is. I've taken out the inner ring. You can actually see what we had before compared to what we have now. This is actually semi-close to a Hornby 00 layout that existed back in the day. Only that would have branched off that way. Your control unit would have been here, and your sidings would have come off here. And what's nice about this is if you would just like to watch the sidings. So let's see. We've got Smoky Joe set at the minute. Switch it on. It's set to forward. And Smoky Joe goes. Now set him backwards. He's back in the station. Switch off those points and switch on the points for the 040. And then that's pretty much the same. So it every time. But yeah, you get the idea that the current only travels down the set of points which is open, which I like. So then it means I can have two engines technically running on the layout, but not at the same time. I have taken out the link wire, but I quite like it. I'd prefer it if both those sidings were branched off this way. So if that was switched over. But those are the only points I've got, or rather I did have. Now I've got a parallel set of points, which I could easily add in. So maybe I could do something with that. I'd love to try and add a set of points over there. So then I've got an outer siding and an inner siding. It does look pretty bland now that I've taken out the inside line, doesn't it? I mean, you can see where the inside line was. Now it's just back to pretty much how it used to be, but this bit's different. So that is extremely weird. But I'm sure I'll find, something to do with this. I'll adapt it, I'll change it. I'll just see what works and what doesn't. I will have to give that track a clean. In fact, I'm wondering if it will work. Okay, guys, what we have here is I have hooked 3 of the points together, along with a couple of other bits of track, and the power track. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test to see if this works. It probably won't, because who knows how long that track's been at the Hina Antiques for. But hey, let's try this. So it's set to forward. Stopped on that set of points there. That wasn't even connected. Right, set it to backwards, give it a little bit of power, and then see what happens when it goes in reverse. Yeah, Smoky Joe needs a bit more power than that. Right, so those points clearly do need a clean, because as soon as it goes over them, it doesn't like it. So they do clearly need a clean in order to increase their conductivity. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So top tip for today, guys, get nickel plated track, because it works. And it's non-magnetic and it doesn't rust. So there you go. But if you've got any steel track, save it for doing abandoned sidings and stuff. And as long as you're not going to run anything on it. So that's it for this episode of My Hornby Hobby. Join us next time for some more Hornby fun. Until next time, bye for now.